This is Regina Davis at the NARUC Winter Policy Summit in downtown Washington, D.C. Right now we're joined by Judge Doug Nazarian, who was formerly the chair of the Maryland Public Service Commission. Welcome and thank you for joining us this afternoon.
It's great to see you.
Yes, and of course I had the pleasure of working under you when I was at the Maryland Public Service Commission, and that was a great time when I was there. And I would like to know, just for general purposes and just so that our listeners out there get an idea of what it's like to make that transition from a public service commission to your role as a judge now. How did that experience prepare you for what you're doing now?
Well, it's always interesting to see how commissioners transition from their commissioner role to the rest of the world. In my case, it was actually pretty easy because commissioners, among the things we do is we decide contested cases, both essentially as a trial court and in some contexts as an appellate court. And so I got used to developing a record and making decisions and having to make tough calls where it wasn't obvious what the right answer was going to be, at least when we got started. The other nice thing is, in my current role, I sit on an appellate court where we sit in groups of 3. And we had a commission of 5 commissioners, and we all decided things together. So the process of building consensus and listening to different viewpoints and reaching the best decision together was something I developed in my time at the commission.
So you've been very active in NARUC when you were a member of the commission, and now you continue to participate in the NARUC meetings. What did you get out of today's general session?
Well, I like to at least spend a day when I can. And today I got to hear from the chairman of the FERC, which is always interesting, especially in interesting political times and when there's been transition among the commissioners there. So it was interesting to hear about his priorities and his observations on the markets. I got to hear about the tax bill, which is an area I know of considerable interest to everybody here. And I just came from a panel that tried to unpack what worked and what didn't in Puerto Rico and in response to some of the natural disasters, which is something we spent a lot of time during my time at the Maryland Commission trying to get better at.
Thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure to see you here at the NARUC meetings, Judge Nazarian.
It's always fun to be back.